Hi everyone and welcome back to the Overtake GT. This is a 600pp build for the Porsche Cayman GT4 Clubsport from 2016. Mid-engined, rear-wheel drive, turbocharged and over 500 brake horsepower. What is not to love about this car? Oh, and before I forget to mention, it almost has 50-50 perfect weight balance. It is so on point in this car and it guarantees you a win at Tokyo if that's where you do your money grinds, and this is one car you are not gonna want to miss out. So get your Porsche Cayman GT4 Clubsport from Brand Central and meet me at the tuning shop and let's get this build well and truly underway. So now at the tuning shop there's a few things that you're going to need to get to make this car an absolute weapon, especially at Tokyo. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to get is a set of sport hard tyres. Now you can see there's 3 selected and the reason for that is one came on the car and it just wasn't good enough. There was no way you could get that power output to achieve the result we want. Comfort softs, it went the other way. You know, there was just no grip level at all, so you were just too far behind and there was no way you were catching up even on a drying track. Sports hard is the best way to go. It gives you that best middle ground and it does get you a win, as I can show. So let's move on. Club Sport, you want to get a power restrictor and a ballast. Semi racing, you want to get a fully customizable computer, a high RPM turbocharger and a fully customizable LSD. Now under racing, you want to get a racing silencer, racing brake kit, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension and a fully customizable racing transmission. Now obviously there's a set of racing hard tyres, just ignore those. And under extreme you don't need anything from there, and ultimate there's nothing you can get from there. Now a majority of these things will have been purchased already because of the standard of the car, because it's a GT4, but just bear in mind that there's some things that you will have need to purchase there, and it's just to make sure that you do have the correct items that you need. Now we have done that though, let's head over to GT Auto and there's a few subtle changes we can make while we're there. I'll meet you there. So here we are at GT Auto and there's just a few things just to bear in mind. The first one is if you go to car maintenance and service, an oil change is 400 credits, whereas an engine overhaul is 100,000 credits. So please look after your cars. If they need an oil change, just get it done. Just bite the bullet and do it. It takes a couple of seconds and it saves you thousands literally later on. Okay, car customization, that's the next step for us though with this Cayman GT4. And what we want to do is go to the wheels. Now the wheels I've picked on this one are BBS wheels. And what we'll do is if we just head over to those now and you can see BBS racing wheel, you need a 20-inch rim diameter. Rim width will be standard, offset will be standard, and get those installed on the car. So now that we've done that, what you can do is you can go to livery editor, make your own livery like I have. You know, I wanted something to stand out, be a bit more in your face. And not only that, I did let the kids pick all the colours, so it's quite a bit of a show. But you know, it looks nice, each to their own. But if you don't like that, pick those styles, pick one someone else has done, and have an absolute blast. So now we've done those 2 key things, and you remember to do your car maintenance and service. That's it. What we'll do now, we'll head to the setting sheet, and we'll get this thing dialed in for a win. Let's go. So here we are back at the setting sheet and this German monster is about to take on Tokyo. Look, 600pp, you can chuck it into any event you want, even the weekly challenges when they come up. This car really is a very performant car. Now 600pp, 500 brake horsepower, and it's nearly a 50-50 split. It is so on point, so balanced, so poised. It is a great car. Now that's not just coming from me. Trust me, when you try it, you drive it, you get used to the characteristics of the car, you will know and love it as well. Now let's just dive straight in. Sports hard tyres, like I mentioned earlier, they're the best happy medium. If you do go for comfort softs, you are going to struggle, and you will struggle. But sports hard tyres, it is on point. Now body height adjustments, we have 55 at the front, 75 at the rear. Your anti-roll bars 8 at the front and 9 at the rear. The dampen ratio compression is 25 at the front and 30 at the rear. The dampen ratio expansion is 50 at the front and 50 at the rear. And the natural frequency is 3.25 at the front and 3.25 at the rear. Now your negative camber angle, that's 3 at the front and 2.9 at the rear. The toe angle is 0.10 out at the front and 0.30 in at the rear, so make sure you get those the right way round, okay? Initial torque is 10, acceleration sensitivity is 11, and braking sensitivity is 30, and trust me, this thing is absolutely poised for a win. Now your downforce, aero 150 at the front, rear 349, your ECU is 93%, your ballast is 69 kilos and the ballast position is -49, so all the way towards the front. And the transmission, that fully customizable racing transmission, needs an automatic adjusted top speed of 390, and then you want to make these changes, okay? So first gear is 2.500, second gear is 1.596, third gear is 1.126, fourth gear is 0.860, fifth gear 0.703, and sixth gear 0.599, and that is a final drive of 5.000, revving just under 8,000 RPM. This thing sounds amazing. Whether you've got the full car view, the cockpit view, even the hood view, it sounds absolutely phenomenal. It is really a good car overall, and that's everything else that's on there. You can see I've got the brake balance set to a rear balance of 2. That just suits my driving style. If you're struggling to get that stopped, I would increase that to 5. But this thing does stop on a dime. It really is such a good car. Even in the wet, on the first couple of laps, it's brilliant. And I'll go through that with you now. Now please subscribe, stop missing these builds, support the channel. It's completely free. It benefits massively, and I cannot, ask enough for people to subscribe. 70% of people aren't subscribing, but you are watching all of the content. So please just hit that button, help the channel grow, because we are going from strength to strength, and there's far more coming up that you will love. And that little bit of help that you give us now, we will pay you back tenfold with all of these builds. So now we've gone through the setting sheet, it's time for you to watch a quick track guide for this Cayman GT4, when and where to change the fuel maps, who pits when, what happens roughly in the race, because trust me, this is one you are not going to want to miss. You want a guaranteed win, you cannot afford to miss this. Here we go. Here we go, Cayman GT4 Clubsport. So fuel map 1 is what I'm going to show you what it'll do in. You can change the fuel later on to suit your fancy. This is me showing you what it'll do in fuel map 1. Obviously you can take different strategies into this race with this car. Sport hard tyres, very important. And obviously you can see the weather and the little gauge for how wet the ground is underneath the tyres, just to the left. So hopefully we can just glance up and past. Oh, little tap there. Right, now what we need to do, now we've got round that first section without getting smashed to pieces, is start working our way now towards the front and keeping to tight lines. So those lines, especially through these sections, the first couple of laps are crucial, because this is where it's going to be won and lost. It's coming through these sections like this, and making sure you don't hit the sides, you don't hit any of these other cars, and we just try and do what we're doing now. We'll just push our way forward. And I did downshift then, that was just to help with braking, just because I went slightly offline and I can feel the car trying to slide. See, like that, it slides right off. So just make sure you are on top of it. Those of you that know this track, you'll know this. Those of you that don't, it's crucial, it really is. This section as well, try not to hit any of the wall, otherwise it's going to cost you a lot of time, and it might not seem it, but trust me, every 10th counts on this lap, on this track. Everything you do, it all counts towards catching that red car of Sassuolo and the white car of Cockabun, who's further on up here. So we just need to crack on now, push forward. That's lap 1 up the way, stick to fuel map 1. We're going to just stick behind Beauvoir down the main straight, and I will catch up with you once I'm a bit further ahead. So where we are, lap 4, and what you can see is making sure you stick those tight lines, and just round this corner you're going to see the front 3. Now Gallo, don't worry, he pits twice. Don't forget that for those that don't tend to do this race often, because that is a bit of a false herring. But you can see, look, just in the distance, there they are, and we are catching, we are gaining, and we are going to gain, pass and be in the lead, and that's where we'll stay. So lock into 3rd, just drop it down the gear, just go wide a little bit, use all the track. And it is a drying track. Now this section, try and get as close as you can to that wall. Make it a nice S shape with your car. There we go, look at this. Absolutely on it. So we have caught up to Sassuolo. We were 6 seconds at the start of this lap. Got that down to what, 1.5 on the last corner. Watch it doesn't slide out away from us. Come on. Now Sassuolo's obviously set the fastest lap, and that's a good benchmark. But on a drying track, this car is going quicker and quicker and quicker. So don't worry about anything. We stayed in fuel map 1, Cockabun's just set at 2:10.3, and we are not that far behind when you think of pace and where we are, so don't worry at all. Now I'm going to stick with them. You can see we've only got enough speed really to hit 180, 181 on this section, but honestly, don't panic at all. As soon as you get past first corner, that is it. That is absolutely it. You are going to absolutely smash it, gain, and make inroads like there's no tomorrow. So down 3rd, again, as tight as you can, all the way to the left. 2nd gear, turn in early. 3rd, halfway through the corner, and that's it. We've got him. We've got him. As soon as we get to going underneath that bridge in a minute, we'll have him. See, there we go. Down the inside, and make sure you use your gears to help brake as well. Look at that, excellent. So now we've only got the infamous Cockabun in front, 8 seconds. I'll let you know when I catch him. Okay, Cockabun's just pitted and we're crossing the line, and you can see I've moved it up to fuel map 2. So we've got 3.3 laps of fuel left. What I'm going to do is, as we get through the trickier sections, I'm going to make it more lean on the fuel just to get us to the end, because I think we'll be able to benefit then from getting up to 4 laps of fuel through these last few sections. So hard on the brakes here, down to 2nd, with a turn in, nice and steady. Oh, nearly lost it there. Right, I'm going to go extreme because I know he's pitted, and that's the thing. We know he's pitted, so it's not really a big problem now. It's about these last few laps, getting through this section unscathed, which we know we can do. We also know that Gallo's going to pit again. So where we are, we're on the last lap, and I've got a 20-ish something second lead, and that is coming down because Cockabun is gaining. But what you need to remember is when Cockabun pits, you need to go into fuel map 2, all the way up to this section, and once you get to here, you want to downshift, and this is just to make sure you have enough to the end, and just push that up to lean, and that is literally it. And then once you get to that final corner, you want to do the same again, drop it all the way back down to 2. Now this is the last lap, and this is so you can see it's not going to catch. We've still got good lines, good race pace, and this is going to be a nice easy win for anyone that goes on this track consistently. We haven't had to pit. That is the key thing from this. That's why you've benefited by 20 seconds, because we haven't had to pit. We can control the tyres and everything is perfectly fine. So we're gaining on a back marker as well. I'm not sure if it's Solus or someone like that, but you know, this is it. I was very close to the wall then. Come on. I'm going to show this to everyone so you can see how easy it is to win, and that's with someone who doesn't do this all the time. It's not Solus. Here we go. Blue flags. You see that lead increasing up to 20 seconds. See, drop that down to 1. And on the right hand side now, you're going to see him. Where is he? There he is. And he doesn't stand a chance, and we can just race all the way to the line now. A nice easy win coming over the line. That's, you know, another massive amount of credits that you've just won by using a car that is fantastic, easy to drive, and another one in your armoury. The whole point of doing these is so you've got lots of different cars to choose from, not just the same one. And I don't know how many times I need to say this, but enjoy your drive, enjoy this game, enjoy doing this. It's not always about the fastest, it's about enjoying it. Yeah, make it fun, actually, the experience, make it enjoyable, honestly. But look, that's what we did. We weren't too far away with the lap times, in all honesty, and I think it's a great solid car. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's where we're at with that one, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.